Hello and welcome to the CGS podcast, where we'd like to help you connect to, grow in, and serve God better. My name is Chris Rathbone, the host of the CGS podcast, and I'm so glad that you joined us today. Let's get into it.
What is happening, everybody? This is Daniel. I'm here with, of course, the main man, Chris.
That would be me.
Libby.
No Jacob tonight.
No Jacob tonight.
He's working.
He's a working man.
Someone's got to pay the bills.
Somebody has to.
All right. Yeah, tonight's going to be our last part of our series in our action plan for the church. We're excited about this for a few reasons. Because it's like, hey, we have a plan. It's an action plan.
Having a plan is great. Yeah.
And how cool is a plan when it's an action plan? Like, that's the best kind of plan.
Is there another type of plan?
Yeah, there's lots of plans that nobody follows, but
that's why it's different.
The action one.
Because you're going to take action on this plan. Okay,
and
got it.
When you take action with the action plan, you're going to have a better opportunity to more quickly connect, grow, and serve at the city church. And also, I know not everybody attends city church.
Oh, yeah, this is good advice for any believer. Yeah.
If we say city church, just fill in the blank for your church, like First Assembly of God, Win. Yeah. Or maybe it's Second Baptist Church in Springfield, Missouri. I used to work there. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Second Baptist.
I worked at a Second Baptist for a couple of years, actually, while I was in college.
Did you feel second best?
Well, no, it was First Baptist. I am wrong. But there was a Second Baptist that we hated because
obviously
they split off from us, and they're like, well, we're going to create the second one. The second's always good, petty. Like the second coming of Christ. So it's important.
I stand corrected.
So, anyways, I did work at a Baptist church for a while in college, but I repented, and now I'm non-denominational. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Tonight we're going to go over our action plan. We've done Connect, and the Connect action plan is commit to God and regularly attend Sunday services. So that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's like something that sounds like duh, but it's important, and not everybody does that.
Yeah, decide ahead of time. I am going to go to church every week.
Sunday morning is reserved for going to church, and that's what we're asking for. Join our men's or women's night. Those are always fun. It's 4 Sundays. We'll do one or the other. And find fellowship outside the church building. This is when it's on you. You got to do this on your own. Like, we want these people that go to City Church to be your friends, your family, as we say a lot of times. We want them to be your people. Like, we want to be your people, right? When I need something, I call Daniel. Like, hey, what kind of plugin should I use on my audio recording? He's like, oh, you should definitely use the Isotope RX-7. Is that right, or is that a Mazda RX-7? I get those mixed up.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Mazda.
I was close, though. That's pretty close. Get outside the church. Go to a trip. You guys did trivia?
Yeah, we did. We won.
You did?
First place.
What'd you get?
$50.
$50. A gift card to
Torchy's.
Oh, Torchy's. Wow. Devil tacos.
Yeah.
It is a weird theme, but the tacos are delicious. I do feel a little guilty when I eat there, though.
You know, we got 5 bonus points because we had the best team name, and the team name was inspired by Victoria's grandma, Molly. We were the crochet club because she was there with us. So she really won it for us.
Molly is amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
She's amazing.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say your team name was Molly Wop.
That didn't come up while we were discussing options.
Anyways.
Okay, and then last week we went over the Grow action plan. So that would be similar. Join a Connect group or attend consistently. Come to family nights.
Family night.
Which we just did. And this was one of the better ones we've had.
It was a great night. It was good.
We haven't talked about it, but like our class hit it. The foghorn.
That good.
It was that good that I needed him to cue it up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Had to drop a bomb too.
Yeah. There were some truth bombs being dropped tonight. It was really good. It was just like one of those where the conversation is good and then we get derailed onto like stuff that everybody wonders, but nobody talks about. And it's like stuff that's in my theology file that I keep. I have this like file that I keep
of stuff you need to know, really but you don't know.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. And so I do research and I always save it because I forget it. So anyways, it was all stuff that was in there, like stuff that I've already wrestled with. And I didn't have to pull it up. So it was locked in here. I'm not sure if it's right or not, but
I'm sure
I think it was pretty close. Daniel was nodding over there. So
he'd call you out if it was heretical.
Yeah, he would. I could tell there was
actually,
there's a couple things were said in there, and he was like, I could just tell his soul was stirring, like something's
break.
Someone might need to redirect here. So I did. We got it back on track at the end. So that's why I love that though. I love when like you get into stuff and it's just like everyone's sharing their heart, and some of it's probably a little off, but I understand where their heart is in it, and it's like you're like 99% right. You just use the wrong words, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's like here's the words you should use, just so people aren't like, well,
actually.
In this podcast, that's what we're not
that
like that.
That is exactly what people are like, though.
They are.
That is exactly right.
They're like, well, I think you meant to say this. Like, no, I know what I meant to say. Just didn't use your words anyway. So it was really good. It was a good night, and that was good. And then the last one is jump into a Bible study or reading plan.
Yeah, read your Bible. That's what we're talking about in youth.
It's important.
You gotta read your Bible.
And me and Daniel were talking after class tonight. I was like, I could tell that people are reading their Bible. Like, there was a point where we talked as a staff and leadership. It's like, I don't think we're very proficient in the Bible. I don't think people know the Bible very well here. And I think since we did it was in the Bible or through the Bible? What was the series called?
When we read the whole thing together?
The whole Bible. Anyways.
Whatever we called it.
Since we did that series where we took a whole year and read the whole Bible and we all read through it together, cover to cover, which would be what the series is called.
Yes, you got it.
That was it.
It just naturally came up because it made so much sense. But yeah, we preached through the Bible and we read through the Bible together, and
it just made it accessible. It's like, hey, I've never read this before, and I just did it with the church.
Yep. We're on it together. It was really good. And I've seen the tide shift there, but we're not going to be able to do that series every year because it's the same. I mean, we'd be doing the same sermons all the time. So we're not going to do that series all the time. So if you're just now trying to figure out where you fit in and how do I get connected and how do I grow and how do I serve, read the Bible. Yeah, get into the Word. We have a men's group that meets on Tuesday mornings, and it's accountability group. Yeah. Even if you don't go to the group, join the plan. Daniel's got to work, so he can't go, but it joins the plan, and then we're all synced up, and we're all doing it together, and we keep each other accountable in it, and it's a good deal. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the women have things too that they do.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing in the Thursday night Bible study, but I am in a plan. Katie Thompson invited us to a plan.
Is that a good one? I almost jumped in it. But I knew I was going to be doing another one.
I didn't
honest
know.
Review. They're not all good.
It's fine. It's Psalms, Proverbs, a chapter of the New Testament, and I thought that was fine until we started the New Testament. Like, it's just the Gospels. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John for 365 days.
Oh, wow.
So I've read Proverbs like 2.5 times or something, 3 times.
It's a whole year?
Yeah, it's 365 days.
Wonder why they didn't do a 90-dayer.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you don't get through all the Psalms. I haven't read through all the Psalms yet because there's 170. 50, man.
The music guy got it.
Yeah, typical. So like, there's not like a special devotional. Like, it's good. It's accountable. It's like you're going to read 3 chapters, and reading the Gospels more than once, that's not a bad thing. I just got to the part where we started Matthew over. I was like, wait. I already read this one. I thought it was on the wrong day.
I know you're the feeling. I've had that before. It's like get some new stuff, some fresh stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good though. I get why they do it. They want to like, read it again. You pick something at a different time.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Get it. But I get what you're saying though.
And comparing like between the different gospels, be like, wait, didn't Luke say this? Like, there's good stuff in it, but just this week, I was like, oh man, I'm disappointed. I didn't know we were starting over.
Yeah. Well, tonight we're going to get into our third part of our mission and how do we get involved in that part as far as the body of the church and the health of the church. So the serve element, we want to be a church where everybody connects, everybody grows, and everybody serves. And when people do that, we believe that there will be transformation because of Jesus, life transformation.
Absolutely.
And part of that is you got to start somewhere. And so we've come up with this action plan for serve, and we'll get into the details of that in a little minute. But the reason serve is so important. So our mission and our vision is kind of like a progression. You meet Christ, you connect with him, you connect with his body, which would be the church. You grow in knowledge of him and in who you are, and then you serve others.
Yeah.
Just like Jesus did. You start to model what he did. And serving is not something that you have to wait until you're mature in, but when you are mature, you by default serve.
You need to do this, yeah.
You do serve. And so serving is where maturity becomes a movement, aka action. It's where the connecting and the growing, it becomes action, and that you get to see it happen. And so that's where we have the coolest stories of serving at City Church. Like people give sacrificially and do things. And the coolest stuff that we've seen here at the church is not a program. It's just people that have connected, have grown, and then the results and the action of it is, and the testimonies are a result, is the serve element of it.
They see a need and they're obedient to what God has called them to do, and they do something about it. It's incredible. It's so great.
It's, to me, you got to have systems, you got to have programs, and this is a part of that. And that's why we've done this. But I love when it's just Jesus.
Yeah.
And that just makes me so happy when I don't need a program. I don't need an action plan. I don't need a mission statement. It's just Jesus's love and mercy and grace and everything, and his Holy Spirit just overflowing every part of my life to where it affects other things.
Yeah.
And that's the vision of the church, is to connect, grow, and then all that happens in the serve.
Yeah. If you ever felt like, you were having trouble enjoying church or being a part of anything, I would bet this is the part that's missing.
Yep.
This makes it so real.
Yeah.
Serving makes it so real, makes it just come alive. Church can't be boring if you're serving.
Well, like, think about it. If you come and you only connect, it's shallow, right?
Yeah.
And then, or if you come and you only grow, I mean,
for what purpose?
How deep are you going to go?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is this hole for?
A tree with only roots. Is that even a tree?
Right? So it's got to be a purpose. It's like if I'm building a building and I've got all the partners and I've got all the funding and all of the plans and the vision, all of it is ready and it's all connected and all that going. And then I've done all the work. I've dug every trench, every foundation that trench and things and forms are all set up. And then I just never do anything with it. Nothing ever comes out of the ground. You feel there's definitely something missing. So yeah, this is where action comes, and this is where it all comes together. It's an essential part of the church, and we roll stuff into that. There's evangelism, I believe, is part of the serve element here at the church, where we tell others about Christ. We demonstrate Christ, and we tell others about Christ. It's the overflow of all the other things.
Yeah.
And you find a lot of purpose in this. So let's get into the scripture. Let's first find where Jesus models serving.
It wasn't just our idea. Somebody else told us to do it.
He taught us to do this. And so let's look at it. It's Mark chapter 10, verse 45. Daniel's going to flip over there. I'm going to go to the next one, Daniel, so I'll get ahead of you there. But this is just an example of how Jesus served. This would be Mark's story on it, though. But got it?
Yep. Hold on, I just need to find. Okay. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom for many.
Yeah.
He didn't hint about it. He explicitly says, I didn't come here to be honored like a king.
Which goes against everything that everybody knew about power.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to him. People struggle with that.
Yeah, if you are really the Son of God, why aren't you on a literal throne? Why don't you have a entourage of people?
They were all on board when it came to, like, you think about Palm Sunday where he's honored and they're laying the palm branches and they're crying out, Hosanna, Hosanna. They were all about that because that's what they saw, a king riding into town, their savior. But when it came to him washing their feet, they're like, no.
Yeah. They were mad that he was washing their feet.
This isn't what a king does. You're not acting like a king.
Yeah.
But
they didn't understand.
The model of a king had never been a correctly modeled for them. Think about the first king, right? You got Saul.
King Saul. Yeah.
I mean, he's not the first king ever, but
for Israel.
So he gets put into place. He doesn't do it right.
No, he messes it up. He ruins
and then David gets in there, and he's a man of God's own heart, but he does a lot of great things. But where he messes up, where he falls, is whenever he starts looking out for himself. Things change.
Power goes to your head.
So whenever you serve, you're doing really well. That's why he was a man of God's own heart. It was because when he was serving and humbly leading Israel and giving God the praise and the attention and the glory, that's when things were going well. So Jesus comes and models correctly what a king should be. Because all the other kingdoms, none of them were doing right. Nobody had done it right yet. So Jesus comes and teaches them what it's like. And it's done through serving, not being served. So we want to do that in our life. We want to serve others and not just build our little kingdoms. Because, man, I'm doing a home renovation right now. It's a whole thing.
A surprise home renovation.
Wasn't planned. But it is what it is. And we're going to do some things that we've been wanting to do for a long time, but it was like, we shouldn't spend the money.
Yeah.
But now it's like, well, we have to, so it would be stupid not to spend the money.
Yeah, go ahead and do it right. Yeah.
Like there was a part in our house where if we stood in the living room, you could see 5 different types of floor. I'm not even kidding. 5 different ones. And it was like, this was done in the 80s. This was done in 2018 when I was broke and I just painted the floor instead of put real floor in. And this is done, it was stupid. But
it's about to be really great.
Anyways, it's going to be.
What is building a kingdom?
Well, yeah. So like when you're going to Lowe's or Lumber Liquidator, shout out to you, saved me $1,000 the other day. You just dream and it's like, man, I'm going to build this awesome place. And you think about that house we saw the other day.
I was just thinking about that house.
There's this house that popped up. Did we even tell you about it? It's like this.
It's at the end of our street and it is just pristine. It was built in the 60s, I think, and everything is exactly the same.
It never changed anything.
Really unique. It's got all this cool woodwork and stonework, but like it's also really vintage. Like even it has like this old TV and record player built in to where the fireplace is, like it's still there. It just seems like, oh, if I lived here, my life would be great. Everything would be amazing.
But it's like a Frank Lloyd Wright house.
Yeah.
It looks really cool, mid-century modern look. And it was a good price. They
got a ton of land.
Had a good shop and a horse stable.
In
the middle of town, 1.5 acres. Crazy. So we started dreaming about that. Plus living next to your best friends. That'd be pretty cool too. And it was be stupid to go buy that house. But you just get thinking about it though.
It's a good thing that it was already under contract. Yeah.
One of us probably would have
because we would have had to get it. They're going to be our new friends. We're going to meet those people so we can get in that house.
We need to go reach them.
Yeah.
They need to be part of City Church. So
for sure.
So
you're trying to build your kingdom and like where you're comfortable and what you like. And this is what I want to do. All of that's so tempting and it feels good for a moment, but then time goes by and what do you have?
You do it in your job. You do it with your family, your friends. You just want to have everything just right to where you are exalted. Yeah, it's for me. Yeah.
This is how I like it.
That's not how Jesus did it. So we want to live more like Jesus. And that is it is so anti-culture. It's so anti-human.
Well, we even make excuses like, surely Jesus wouldn't want me to give up this, or surely that's too much. He wouldn't want me to do that. But this verse says he served to the point of giving his life. It's hard to think about that nothing's too much to give, but
it seems like at some point he said, you need to lay down your life.
yeah. Or you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So the other thing is, moving on here, is serving is, at some point you stop growing. You can do every Bible study, you can do every reading plan, attend all the classes and know all the words and all the secret things.
Memorize all the verses, fill your summer passport.
Right? Or know all the books of the Bible and be able to spell them like our kids are doing right now. But it just becomes, it's got to produce something. It gets so empty if you don't apply it to your life. And so at some point you start serving, and then you start growing even more to a depth that you didn't realize you could grow, because it's like, oh wait, this is real.
Yeah.
Like, this is legitimate. And it happens to us when we see things happen in the church, and it's like, oh,
it's so exciting and rejuvenating. Like,
this is so much better than I thought it was going to be.
If church was just getting the church clean and getting it unlocked and putting things away, like, you couldn't keep doing it. It wouldn't be worth it. But then something happens that you see faith in action, and it just makes it all brand new again. So exciting.
Yep. So James chapter 2, verse 17. I got that one right here. Chapter 2, verse 17. So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deeds. It is dead and useless. Sorry. It's been a long day.
It is dead.
It is dead and useless. So, it's got to produce good things. I mean, what are we making? We're supposed to be making disciples. That's the whole point of all this.
You don't get saved by doing good stuff, but...
And if you really boil that down and ask the tough question, is like, are you making disciples? And if that's hard for us as a church staff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To the average person that's just, doing their best, and they're not set up in these ideal situations to disciple people, that's a really tough one to wrestle with, is, am I discipling people? Am I making disciples? That's the fruit that we're talking about. That's what we're looking for, and we've got to do it. Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. Is that one you have?
Yeah. For you have been called to live in freedom, my brothers and sisters, but don't use your freedom to satisfy your sinful nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love.
Okay, so your freedom, what do you do with it?
Serve.
You serve.
That's, again, the opposite. Freedom to do what you want is what you think you're working for.
Yeah, to me, in my own brain, freedom is I can go to the lake whenever I want. I can buy the boat that I want, do whatever, do the things that I want.
Yeah.
But freedom in Christ is freedom to serve. Whew.
It's a high calling.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is when you actually do it, which very few people actually do, if you actually do it, it's so much more rewarding. I don't sit at home and think about, man, that last weekend when I went to the lake, it changed my life. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think often about, Lord, what you're doing in some of the lives of the people in the church, thank you for letting me be even the sliver of a part of that, because it's pretty amazing. Or if I see the things that my kids or in my family that we do together, like, it just is so fulfilling. It gives me so much purpose and drive. And then moving on here, giving is an act of trust. So the third part that we're going to present is giving and how that's part of serving. And so I pulled 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 18 and 19. Do you have that one?
Yeah. Or you have it?
You go ahead and read it.
Okay. Tell them to use their money to do good. They should be rich in good works and generous to those in need, always being ready to share with others. By doing this, they will be storing up their treasure as a good foundation for the future so that they may experience true life.
Okay. Always ready to share with others. By doing this, they'll storing up their treasure as a good foundation for the future so they may experience true life. All right. So this passage is talking about tying spiritual maturity to generosity. When you have grown in your faith, part of the result should produce generosity in your life. Not only serving others with your time, your passion, but also with your finances and really your resources and how you can help others.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a scriptural backdrop on our action plan, but let's get to the plan here. This is our action plan. Number 1, the Love Your Neighbor food truck. Serve at the Love Your Neighbor food truck. It's the easiest on-ramp. It's the most direct, obvious way that you should go, right? I mean,
yeah, all this stuff. I mean, I feel heavy after some of these scriptures of like, man, that's really tough. How am I going to do that? What am I going to do? Come to our food truck.
Of cake.
Easy.
All you have to do is scoop beans, as I always say. Just show up and scoop some beans.
We don't just serve beans, everybody.
We don't serve beans very often, honestly, but just show up and scoop some beans. Like that's what's the starting point. You get to know the person next to you. We get to pray together as a team, and you get to see the results of what's unfolding as we got new folks come. Like Chelsea's coming from the food truck, and of course Bradley and Luna, and so there's just some really cool things. You get to see that, and you see them at church. It's like, oh, they're there because I was scooping beans, and and then typically what happens is you serve in the food truck first, and then or you're making snow cones or something, and then you kind of get promoted. Maybe you're doing water, and you're bringing the cups and the plates to people and serving them in that way is kind of like your first step into like personally serving them.
Yeah, connecting with the person, not just at the glass.
And then eventually you'll find yourself just sitting at a table talking to a stranger and finding everything about their life and who they are and what they love. And then you get to, they eventually turn the conversation and find out who you are and who you love and what you love to do. And that's when you get to tell them about Jesus.
And man, if they ask you to pray with them,
happens a lot.
It'll just change your life.
Yep. Yeah, I said that's some of the stuff I sit at home and think about, or the people that I've dropped off at the rehab centers that want to get their life straightened out, or the prayer. I mean, some of those nights praying with some of those folks it just means so much that because of the interaction, because of the love that they saw in us, they thought, I need to take my need to who they take their needs to.
Yeah. Because
obviously something's working. So we got to be that light. We got to serve others. And the food truck is such an easy way to do it.
Can you cook something or heat something up? Can you scoop beans? It's such an easy way to be a part of something that's already happening. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
Just come to a food truck.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people just cook and drop the stuff off. And that's so important.
Yeah. We couldn't do it without them.
A lot of times people are like, I can't get off work, but they come and they help us clean afterwards at the church.
We love those
people. Those are the true saints.
Yeah.
That's when you serve, you don't get any
Jewels
recognition.
In your crown.
Right. That's true serve. That's washing feet right there.
Yes.
But you're washing pans,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's great. But what we've seen is like all of our church leaderships started there. Like I think about some of the deacons we have.
Yeah.
And the people on our board, some of the key leaders who are leading either in the food truck or in that ministry. Like there's more than just food truck. We have the games and we have the music and the benevolence table, I guess we're calling it. And there's lots of other things going on. But man, those people started by scooping beans. Like it just starts so simple. I still can picture Charles coming, for the first time as him and Mary kind of just really feeling unsure about whether they belong there. And we got them serving. They were the fork people.
Yeah.
They like, here's a fork. And they did that for like a whole year of just, here's your fork.
You're just making sure everybody didn't touch the whole tub of forks.
Right. Yep.
It's an important job.
It's an important job, especially after COVID. People think a lot more about that.
Yeah.
But now he's on the board. He's our treasurer at the church. And, Randy and Nisa, the same situation, on the board as well. Both of them have served on the board at different times. I could go on and on and on and on. And almost everybody in some sort of leadership has started at the food truck. And that's what we want. We don't want you to automatically become a board member or automatically get into some kind of high level leadership to where you got to sacrifice a whole lot. We want you to commit to serving others through the simple act of handing things out.
I know that this idea is from God. I remember before we had a food truck and it was just an idea that was out there. I was like, that's impossible. This is crazy. And just seeing how God has used it again and again and again in people's lives and in the community, it's like, wow, I was totally wrong. It's just, it grew so much bigger than it ever could have.
And
ever could have thought.
It's so much bigger than us too. Like, it is out there in the community. Like, this month I've gotten calls from 2 different pastors that want to partner with us. And I don't know if we'll do it or not, because it kind of robs a little bit of our vision. It wants to pull away from our vision and into theirs. And I want to sow into theirs, but I don't want to sacrifice what we have fought hard for. If I can help them, then I want to do it, but not at the cost of losing our vision.
But it just shows that like people recognize how powerful this service is.
Yep. Well, the great thing is I've had great conversations with those pastors because of this, and I've been able to, just encourage and guide and also, occasionally serve as well. And so hopefully we have more opportunities to do that as well. So, the next thing is choose a Sunday serve team. I don't know, Daniel, you can speak to how important this is for your team. You lead the worship team, so how important is it to have other members of the team? If it's just you?
I mean, you can do it.
I did do it for like
years.
A long time,
And it's possible for me to do it on my own, but when you've got more people on there who have they have the talent, they have the heart to use their gifts on the worship team, it is good for them. It gives them a place where they feel like they belong. And it also is, there's more people than just me on the platform who's able to be an example of this is how you worship.
Yeah, to lead into the presence, for sure.
Yeah, and it helps with engagement in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's modeled throughout the church. You've got children's workers. You can pile everybody in your room, but it's so much better with help back there and other classes.
I was just thinking about, because Michelle, she runs the food truck and does all the menu planning and all of that and how great that is. But she was just a lady who came to church until one Sunday she came down the kids' hall and was like, "You got a bunch of kids back here. Are you on your own? I'll help you." And that changed everything. Look at what a great friend she is and what all she does for us. And all it was, she saw a need and she said, "You need some help. I'm going to do it."
Yep.
It's so amazing.
Yeah. You go through every part of a Sunday morning. It's worship, it's kids, it's the greeting, the production. If you were to have one person to try to do all that, they would burn
one person
up.
Would get real tired.
And it wouldn't be good. It would there would be so many mistakes. But we have a good team, and I know they need more people on that team, but they're doing a great job. I get calls from pastors about that. They're like, "Man, your live stream and production looks so good. Can you help me?" And I've been putting in stuff for the other churches and helping them with their stuff. And so, even cleaning. We have a cleaning team at the church, and we don't talk about this enough, but used to, it was us.
With us.
We were the ones doing it. And
And I was happy to serve. I feel like I was cleaning for Jesus. But man, it is so nice
It is
to have
nice.
more hands in it.
I think we have 5 active ones right now. I think so.
Yeah.
So once a month, basically, is what we do, and I don't mind cleaning the church. Honestly, I really don't. But only have to do it once a month is a lot easier for me to commit to and to keep up with. And I know I'm at the church, but like Fridays, it's got to happen on Friday for me because there's other stuff going on at the church all the time. So let's do it at the end of the week. And I'm in sermon prep mode Friday, and there's just so many other things going on. I'm not doing anything on Friday, so I do it after work on Friday. So if I had to do it every single Friday, and a lot of times we'll go out of town, and my kids pay for that. So like, it's so nice to have a team. I don't have to commit to it every week, and you don't have to do it every week.
And stuff gets deep cleaned on a more like everybody has their thing that they clean better.
Doing it a lot.
Oh, I was
his skim job. I mean,
I never mopped.
Oh no, nope.
So things are better because it's not one person trying to do it. We all have our own thing that we're like, I'm going to do this really well.
And like, I mop all the time now because I only have to do it once a month. So I think the church gets mopped every week now. So the church smells good when you come in. It looks nice. So if you want to be in the cleaning team and make it every 6 weeks, I would support that.
Honestly, it doesn't take you that long.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Unless you get like into a big project or something. Every once in a while, it's like, I got to tackle this.
Or if you feel like you got to take a toothbrush to the tile grout or something.
Sometimes you got to tackle a project, and
it's organizing for me. I'm like, oh, I'll just move this and it'll be better. And next thing you know,
it's always the men's bathroom for me. I'm like, I hate being in here. This is too far gone. I've got to reclaim this territory.
I'm so thankful that our church is full and that our bathrooms get used by all the great people that are coming to our church.
Let's not talk anymore about the bathrooms at the city church, because if we ever get blessed into being in a new place, which we will, bathrooms are going to be an important discussion that we have about the design process.
Yeah.
We need a plethora. How would you define a plethora? Anyways.
Join a Sunday serve team. Do something that helps the body on Sundays. You will feel none of this to me, I don't know, none of it really feels like a burden. You get to be a part of a team. It's so fun. These are your new friends at church.
Yep.
You get to have new ideas, try new things, impress people with your great ideas.
Yeah.
That's why you serve, to impress
Cleaning
people.
team gets key too. And everybody knows if you get a key at the church,
you
have made it. You are the gatekeeper, literally. No, but seriously, like, it's just the next step. It's just a natural next step. Like, if you serve in the food truck, it's once a month. It's a great first step. But when you serve every Sunday, it becomes weekly, and you just start to get more and more involved in the mission and vision of the church, and you really help make a big difference.
It's not the church anymore. It's your church.
Yeah, it's your church. Yep. And then the last one is practice generosity. Oh, of course.
Pastor's always going to talk about the money.
Just want my money. If I left this out, I would be doing you an injustice. I would be.
You'd be disobedient. Jesus talks about money.
He does. And people get caught up on the tithe. They're saying it's an Old Testament thing, even though Jesus does say, yes, tithe, literally quote Jesus in that when he's teaching the Pharisees that they're doing it wrong. He's like, you should do it, you're just doing it wrong. People focus on the whole part where they're doing it wrong and not the part where he says, yes, you should tithe. So that is a biblical New Testament teaching, but definitely heavily in the Old Testament law as well. So people get caught up in that part of it. But if you really dig down and look at the teaching of Jesus, he's telling you to give a lot more than 10%.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He wants it all. And what that means, you can interpret that how you want, but he wants you to be a free giver, a happy and joyful, generous giver.
And that's why that verse about trust is so important, because you won't be able to do it if you're just thinking in your natural frame of mind, in your natural context. you will never be able to be that generous because it's scary. But if you're trusting God with everything, even your money, generosity becomes doable. It doesn't become a scary thing.
Yeah. And so, like I said, people get caught up in the tithe. I think it's a great thing to have a number to shoot for. The tithe is a blessing because it gives us a goal.
Yeah.
And you know, we should have tithes, we should have offerings that should go above that, obviously. But it gives us a goal. It's good to have a number. I think it's great to have some direction there. But really what God wants is your heart. And so, you know, as Jesus famously said, where your heart is, there your wallet will be also. He knows that your pocketbook kind of guides your life. And so what do you spend your money on? Do you pull back that first fruit, that tenth? Do you pull back that money that you want to sow into the ministry and the kingdom because that's so important to you that you make that a priority in your life and something that you stand on that is a foundational part of your life? Or is it like, ugh, I hate when they talk about tithing. I hate when they talk about giving. I hate when and it's just not cheerful. It's not abundant. It's not free. It's not life-giving. It's kind of tearing you up. And so that is a part of serving at the church because serving is about pushing the mission forward. And if we're not giving, we cannot accomplish our mission. The doors will shut. The mission will be over. The end. Put it in the grave. It'll be dead. It's got to have giving if the serving is going to have any legs to walk on. Yeah, it fuels our outreach. It fuels our discipleship, our vision. I mean, it's got to happen, or we can't do it. So,
like, nobody's gonna check your tax returns. We don't call anybody out. This is always between you and God.
Yeah, and like, I say we mention the tithe and the 10% and all that, but like, start somewhere. I will fully recognize if I had not tithed and since I was young and got my first job.
Oh, it'd be crazy hard to just go from none to 10.
Super hard.
Impossible.
I don't know if you could do it. Like,
because nobody lives. You just don't live with that much margin.
Oh, just 10% extra just hanging around? No.
Yeah.
If you're good with your money, you spend every dollar. Like every dollar is accounted for. Shout out Every Dollar app, Dave Ramsey.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Right? It's not Chick-fil-A this week, but yeah, like it's
consistent saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be obedient in giving. This is the amount, and I'm going to follow through with it, and I'm going to make it a priority. That's the important part, not the number. The number gives us a good goal, but
yeah,
starting somewhere makes you obedient, makes you generous by practice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, start somewhere. Like take something that you waste money on and put at least your giving in relation to that. Like, what's something that you recognize you blow money on? Like, if you have I drive by 7 Brew every day. Some of y'all are drinking 2 or 3 of them suckers a day. Like, if you could get that leveled up to about the same as you invest into the kingdom as in your faith, that might be a good starting point, right? Or like, fill in the blank. If you fishing lures, whatever it might be, I don't know what it is for you, but start with something that you invest into something silly, and just like, I can at least invest as much as I do into something silly as the kingdom of God, and then grow from there. Because
and like you're good. Well,
I was saying we're not asking for everything. Like we're not here to bankrupt you and see how much we can pull out of you. But we're not worried about that.
No one is asking you to give that hasn't given. Like,
yes,
we're all doing it. We know how hard it is because we're doing it. And it's so worth it. Like, just like the other things, there's so many testimonies. There's so many things to look back at the food truck and serving on Sundays that says it's so worth it. It is so worth it to practice being generous and to give to the kingdom. Mm-hmm. You never regret it. It is worth it.
Yeah.
You get a reward out of it.
Yeah. I mean, looking at my own household, we try to be pretty transparent on this. Like, my house flooded this month, and it wasn't like had 2 feet of water in the house, but enough to ruin the floors, and that's expensive if you've ever had to replace your floors. This would have been a great month to skip the tithe. I mean, if I could have done that, get me a little head start on saving up for some floors. But God, God is so much more important than floors to me. Like, it is important to me to be consistent in my giving and to model it for my family, to stand on something that's important, like my faith, and to show God that I trust you with this problem that I have, and here's where my heart is. It's you, Lord. You. And I trust you that you're going to help this work out. And you know what? Like I can say like it has worked out. Like I don't know, it just does. Like God just does things. It just works out, and we're able to do it, and it's gonna be fine.
And disclaimer: there's always ministries you shouldn't give to. There are definitely scam ministries, not real ministries. Don't give your money to that.
Yep.
Like put it somewhere where it's for the kingdom.
Yeah, be wise.
Yeah.
Like, don't give into something that you can get anything out of also. Like, that's a red flag. If they're promising you something in return, then they're skimming off the top, right? And the other thing is, like, are they transparent? Like, are they giving financial reports? And, ask some questions. If you have anything in you that feels like this feels icky, ask questions. And if they're like, well, we can only share that information, then okay, maybe that's not the best place to give to. So, okay. Where are we at on this? How serving connects and grows you. Okay.
It's like a circle.
It's a circle. So people find connection by serving others. That is our goal. Serving, if you do it well, it completes the circle. It's a revolution.
Revolution is a
revolution of the wheel, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The RPMs get moving, right?
Yeah.
So if you're serving, it completes that wheel. So what happens is that is where you make disciples. You are connecting people, and then you keep walking with them. You help them grow, and then they serve, and then they connect people, and they help people grow, and then they serve, and they help connect people. It's RPMs, baby. It just keeps rolling. It keeps going. And if the church will just crack the wheel to where it starts to turn, they'll start to grow. I mean, if you're just barely cruising, it is like exciting. It's amazing how many churches are stuck. They're not moving. They're just stuck. They're not moving the wheel, and it gets old. People they lose faith in the leadership and the vision. They lose their excitement, I guess. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
But man, when people start to turn that wheel, the church gets hyped up. They get excited. So when we are not even close to seeing the RPMs that I'd like to see at the church.
Oh, yeah.
But when I see that wheel cracking and start to turn a little bit, and it's starting to turn a little bit more than it used to, it makes me so full and so excited. So people get connected and they grow because of serving. That's the part that completes the wheel. So that's what we want to be doing. And if you'll do that, you'll experience joy, a purpose, and friendship like you've never really knew that you needed. That's really, really cool to see happen. So my challenge to you today is to pick a serve team, start giving, volunteer at City Night. Those are the 3 easy bullet points that you can start with. And if you have a title and you are the leader of this team or that team, that's great. And we're so glad. And we obviously believe in you. And so we gave you that title. But it's just a word on a planning center app. It's nothing, right? And so what really impresses me is when you don't have a title or a program attached to what you're doing, but you're still leading people. That's what we need. People leading others and making disciples. And That's one of our values is lead from the front. We want to teach that influence and desires are key to leadership. It's not titles and responsibilities. It's influence and desire. Yeah. So if you're called to it, and if you feel called and like the Spirit is leading you to something, you have purpose in it, and you're going to make a difference. It's going to be special. So that's what we want for all of you. Hope this action plan makes a difference. And one last question. What does it look like if everyone at City Church served? It's our vision, right? Everyone. It's our everyone vision. What would it look like? Just dream for a minute.
It would look like a church that's alive.
Yeah.
Electric.
I sense like a deep sense of purpose, and that just spills over to every part of your life. When you have purpose in life, you tell everybody about it. And I just see I like to watch like race car videos, people doing like stupid stuff. In my teenage years, I used to be a crazy driver. Okay. So I do a burnout every once in a while. You know what a burnout is? It's where you spin your tires, you don't go nowhere. You just roast them, smoking.
Doesn't that hurt your tires?
Oh, it's terrible. That's why I don't do it anymore. But it's real fun. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
He had to unmute for that. He's like, you're going to hear this. Oh, yeah. That's what I picture. Smoke and fire and excitement and just a bunch of Arkansas rednecks going, yeah.
If everyone was serving, that's what you're picturing?
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
I was picturing like everybody jumping over each other trying to clean something. Like too many people are trying to help. Oh, yeah? It's like, no, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Like,
yeah, imagine if everyone showed up and did one thing. We could be done cleaning in like 3 minutes. That'd be awesome. And then we could just hang out and have fun and connect.
I will say one of my favorite nights, always, especially if it lands on our cleaning week, is whenever it falls on the same night as
popcorn,
an event. Yes, because
popcorn night.
Everybody's there.
Everybody's like, well, let's go ahead and just all roll up our sleeves and get it done.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, though. It's like when everyone's here doing it together, it's so light. It's fun. It's easy.
It's fast. Yeah. I see it is.
And we're getting stuff done, efficient and fast.
And it is like, it's so boring to clean floors by yourself, but with your friends,
yep,
you don't even realize it's happening.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I see. That's why we want. That's why everyone vision is so important. We want everyone to connect, grow, and serve. And so take these action steps. This is not a full comprehensive plan for your life. This isn't a full comprehensive plan for how to be involved in the mission of City Church. This is just how to get started. This is the action plan. Take these actions. You don't have to do them all at once. This is a process, but get involved, take action, and we would love to see you connect, grow, and serve at City Church. So have a wonderful day or night whenever you're listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to the CGS podcast with your host, Chris Rathbone. We really appreciate you listening today. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe. That way you'll get notifications every time we post, which should be once a week. If you like this content and want to learn more about our church, visit citynwa.com. There you can find our full messages. Plus, if you want to plan your visit to the City Church, that's a great place to do it. Thanks for listening today. Hope you have a great day.